And we're back. You're tuned into Sport Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. In studio with me now from Majorettes and Cheerleading, we have Yvonne Fillion and Kayla Connor. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And it's your first time on the show.
Yes.
But you've got really great news to share with us from the world of Majorettes and Cheerleading. But before we go there, please tell us how you got involved with the sport.
So I did Majorettes as a child when I lived in Johannesburg and really enjoyed the sport, and subsequently I've moved here, and the school my daughter attended did Majorettes. So last year was her first year, and then this year we broke away as a club. So that's my involvement.
Okay, and you, Kayla?
So previously I did Majorettes as well as a athlete, and then now I'm coaching Majorettes at Durbanville Majorettes, the club over there. Yeah, giving the kids what I got from Majorettes when I was younger.
Okay, what were some of the highlights in when you competed as an athlete?
Quite a few, I must say. Yeah, when you're in a team where it's big and you're in elite league and so on, you perform against all the bigger teams out there. So we won quite a few nationals in a row, and that was quite great for us. And then obviously for me now, my biggest highlight is obviously getting my Protea colours in this. So out of school I carried on, and yeah, so now I'm a Protea drummie. Got it last year in 2018 for the World Majorettes Federation. We took part here in Cape Town actually. And yeah, so that's the biggest that I've gone so far, and it's quite great.
Yeah, your first world champs, and it's at home.
Yes, exactly. It was great.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's every athlete's dream to get their Protea colours. Hey,
Definitely.
Yeah, and now you're involved in community and giving back and with the coaching. So tell us about the club that you guys are involved in.
So Durbanville Majorettes Club formed towards the latter part of last year. We are Cape Town North based, so we look after all the areas: Brackenfell, Kraaifontein, Wallisteen, Beaconsfield, Durbanville, and yeah, we run as a non-profit organisation. And yeah, so we are 31 girls strong currently. We have a coach, well, two coaches, Kayla and Kerry, and we practice out in Durbanville, and we bring a lot of the girls in from the surrounding areas via bus to come and practice for us. So yeah, it's a new club, brand new. I mean, we in our infancy, and proud of what we've achieved thus far. Yeah,
well, that's now on the ground. Hey, the club level is the ground level. Tell us about the next level in the sport.
So you would, where Majorettes initially would begin is actually on street parade, which is where it started in the 1970s, where you would just teach the fundamentals of the sport. So we don't have a league here in Cape Town. You would then move from there to the President's League, which is where we participate, which are your entry level, and it could be a school or a club. And once you now qualify and you win in the President's League, you then move to the elite, which is the cream of the crop. So we march in the Western Cape together. In other regions, they march separately, and we have a different nationals. We go to the same time period but different days. So we're starting baby steps, and hopefully within a few years we will make it into the elite league.
Wow, the elite league.
I know.
So is that the cream of the crop nationally?
Yes, so that would be so you would have your top one President League. So we have a nationals and you rank, but the elite is the build up of the whole nationals. The last 3 days belongs to the elite team. So those are your guys at Hottentots Holland High, Fairmont High, Kurtzky Primary in Joburg, St. Dominic's and Ryanfield Primary. So the teams have also been entrenched and marched for much longer.
So this is school-based sports activities?
It started within the school environment, and then as schools stop, those people normally leave and form clubs. So if we look in the Western Cape, predominantly school-based, there's only a handful of clubs, but I strongly believe it needs to be more than school-based. It does need to be club-based, because then you can invite all the surrounding schools to join you. You know, and often within a school environment, you're competing against mainstream sport, the netballs and the hockeys and the tennis. You know, so this should be very much like an ice skating kind of environment. So it's added onto your mainstream sports.
Okay. Now, Yvonne, what are the different categories or events that Majorettes would participate in any given competition?
Kayla's the expert on that one. She can talk us
through
that.
There's quite a few categories actually. So you'll get like normally just the main flag. So you'll just work with a prop which is a flag. And then you'll get a mace, which is the prop that you get to throw up in the air and so on. And then you get like the bigger ones where you get all of them combined, which is your small draw and large draw. So how it works is the small draw is on a smaller field. You get more girls on there. Everyone gets a certain props, and then they got to work with it. And they get their routine obviously with it as well. And then large draw is on a bigger field, 40 by 50 meters basically, and you got to basically do your routine in there, all your formations that you've got to do within that, work with the prop at the same time, make sure you know your routine as well. So it's a lot of things to think about, but I must say as soon as they've got it in them, it's a perfect display. Like that's what you want.
And I'm sure, as it goes with most sports, the younger they start, the quicker they adapt to it. Hey,
it's surreal to know that there are girls who are 8 and 9 years old who learn 5 or 6 different displays, to 5 or 6 different sets of music, to 5 or 6 different sets of movements. So we have some girls in our team who are 8 or 9 that are doing all the categories, and you think to yourself, that brain capacity, the memory you're teaching her, are life skills. You know, and obviously the longer she does it, the better she's going to get.
yeah. Well, the other aspect of your sport is the outfit. And are you also evaluated on your outfits, or is the evaluations or the judging based purely on the skill of the movement and the formations?
So how it was previously, back in the days, it used to be that way. Your outfit was part of it. But because of a lot of circumstances of certain teams, they broke away with it. So now it's purely on the skill and the routine that the girls bring at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess that's a little bit fairer if you want to access all of the children that can possibly participate. Hey.
But there is scoring for the crowd participation and how the crowd reacts. So obviously if your girls come out and they are blinked to the 9 and they're dressed, it creates that ambiance and that hype. So whilst it indirectly, it does have, but you could march, and I was saying to you yesterday, with Tommy Tacky shorts and a t-shirt, because if you were a good drummy with a good formation and good music, it didn't really matter what you arrived in.
Yeah. So how much of work goes into those outfits?
Well, I handle at our club. I have a seamstress that does it, and I can tell you, she's often said to me, her hands and nails bleed from sewing because we have rows and rows and rows of sequins. Then she'll WhatsApp me and say, no, I'm not done. My fingers are all, because it's hand sewn. So I mean, those uniforms aren't cheap. So let's start there. They're quite expensive because it's the gymnastics lycra.
Yeah.
And then you start adding, I mean, I've learned a lot this year, I start adding sequins, which is very expensive per meter, and you can't even source it. Sometimes we get people in Joburg to buy for us. So a uniform, a good-looking uniform, could be anywhere from 800 to 2,000 rand.
Wow.
If you're looking to really bling it up.
Yeah. And I guess if you're attending a national event, you're not going to use the same one twice, eh?
Well, we are going to.
That's clever and practical.
So we're looking at this, starting with this year with just what we have, and then we'll annually build up on it, you know. But that's exactly, before nationals, there's a big build up between, especially the elite teams, I think, to bring it on. You know,
something new. It must be new.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you said bring it on, because I think there was a movie,
a cheerleading movie filmed in the Cape Town just this year.
With our cheerleaders.
With the it was filmed in Cape, because cheerleading is obviously the other side of the coin.
Yes. Well, you've got an amazing event coming up tomorrow. Tell us about that.
So tomorrow is the Western Province Champ of Champions. It's the annual event for the association, so all the majorettes and cheerleaders associated to WPMCA. And they will start very early and march every category on one day and get scored. And by the end of the event, the champion of champions will be announced. And based on where you scored in the ranking, you would qualify to be invited to the national event at the end of June in Eastern Cape.
Okay, and then after Eastern Cape, is it a possibility of world champs, or what happens from there?
Yeah, so no, what happens then, you've got to, obviously, in your team, who qualifies for colors, if you go for colors and so on, then you go for colors and you go through that process again. So we only get our world champs every second year. So obviously this year we won't, and then only in 2020 again we'll do world champs again. So that's why this year is just preparing everyone for World Champs again. So you've got to go for your colors. If you make it for like Samka colors for us, then you go for your Protea colors. Once you've made Protea, then we make those teams, and those teams go forward for World Champs.
Is World Champs the highest level that you compete in?
Yes.
You're also trying to get into the Olympics.
Well, it's
We
a
are.
SASPAC accredited sport now.
Yeah.
Cheerleading's just come back from America. So, in fact, South Africa hosted the MWF Worlds last year at Grand West. So we were very fortunate to be the host country. Next year is in
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Land of Borat.
Yeah.
So that would be, the girls would be working towards getting their Protea colors to form part of the teams for next year.
Okay, wow. So
big.
before you leave, Kayla, having gone, well, cheerleading's been your, well, Majorettes has been your life. Hey, what do you think has been the best life lessons that you've gotten from your sport?
There's quite a few. I must say, at the moment I'm studying sports management, and I must say I take a lot from drummies. A lot that you learn out of it: dedication, time management, the poise and finesse out of it. Like, I must say, a lot of people say you can clearly see a drummie when they come out of school because they've got that. So it works, wonders for you outside of school. It gives you that, especially now with exam time, our girls, you feel like we should give them off, but it gives them that break. Like, you've got that break for drummies, get them back into the schedule for exams, so you've got your schedule going. There's no time to not study, when is what. So that's time management that this drummies teaches them. Team building at the same time, just knowing how to work around people, and just being out there. It gives them that satisfaction or that grace and stuff at the end of the day.
So drummies never drop a thing, hey?
Not at all.
No, I think it's a sisterhood and the tolerance that it's life. I mean, I did it for many years, and it's what you bring into your adult life in terms of tolerance and the sisterhood and the patience. What's most important is we speak of a lot of disciplines of sport. This is one where 30, 40, 50 girls can come to every practice, and 30, 40, 50 girls can participate in every competition. And those girls can go to nationals. So it's, to me, almost one of the most all-inclusive sports that we have, opposed to 7 on a field or 12 on a field. Yeah, if you come and you don't even have to be super good at it. You just have to be super committed. You'll march.
Beautiful. Well, we wish you all the best with your event tomorrow, and we look forward to you coming back and sharing with us highlights from that event with your amazing outfits on.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, you're welcome. After the show, or after the break, we'll be back with another amazing sport from the Western Cape. Please stay tuned for that.